Alright, we're back again, guys. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. My computer desperately needed a hard restart anyway, so that's probably good. I've been going for like 3 days straight at this point, which is probably why I was having so many issues. So hopefully, that's fixed that problem. We do hope. We pray. I don't know why the player's stuck at 720p, but okay. Why does it do this to me, chat? This isn't even true HD. One problem at a time. True. What are the drops? You can check in the inventory, but it's a Victor's Guard thing and a couple other options, but for the most part, they're okay. They're okay this time. Ow. Did my watch streak get reset again? It might have been reset, Launchbox. I'm not gonna lie to you, Chief. That may have happened. That's okay, though. I don't know why it's hard locking me to this, but okay. Whatever. I wasn't doing that 2 seconds ago, but now it is. So, hold on. Word on the street is, you know, last few... They say the word on the street is that last few soul is the one that can very easily do this in like a true solo, because all the enemies stand still when you are true soloing. So, for that reason, if you stack all the damage buffs... Here, let's do it this way. So let's go maximum... Here's how we're gonna get a triple headshot, boys. And this will go in a video. If I actually get this like casually, because I imagine it's a question a lot of people have, is how do I hit them in the head? How do I do the thing? Well, fear not, dear travelers. Oh, we're gonna go this way actually. It's even better. Okay. Here's how we're gonna do it. We're gonna go into solo absolute. Okay. We're gonna pray to God it gives us 3 Inferno spawns immediately on these guys. Hello, Julia. See you're on a new patch, on the new patch sleep schedule. Yeah. Pretty much, yeah. Should we do it on hard mode, otherwise it won't count? It's just absolute, that's all you have to do it on.
First proceed
Like,
to
all you have to do is on
outpost and
absolute.
establish their fate. You must then infiltrate the refinery and complete demolitions deployment.
Not hard strat.
Trigger detonation only when the main
Alright, so that's
swarm
2.
has entered the plaza zone. Captain Akaram will coordinate our efforts over boats.
Surely.
Poor sidelines in this swamp.
Line them up for us. Well, you know, if we get more here, this looks pretty optimal.
Xenos in the vicinity. This enemy will not be faced with additional numbers.
Almost. Oh, it looks like we got 3 there with 1 shot.
Pack a little more bite.
Maybe you actually need to like actually set up the proper thing here. I don't know. This can't be that hard. To find more. With the last sniper, what the fuck else would it be with the last sniper, dude? Like what does it shoot, dude? What? It's not a new gun. Unless you're brand new, in which case I'm sorry. Alright, so what if we do this? Alright, well. It'd be an annoying one. It's gonna be a very annoying one. Alright, one issue at a time. I don't know why Twitch is gonna be 720p again, but okay. It's just the curse we're on. Sorry for bringing it up. No, it's been an issue. It's been going on. I think it's just because I think I know the issue. Just drop. Well, it's a bandwidth issue, so like it's just randomly dropping. But my internet's pretty fucking powerful, so I don't know what would be taking priority. Not that people seem to really give a shit, dude. I guess my voice is just that lovely. But we'll see. Maybe I got it. Didn't even say anything. Oh, we did. Okay, so that is how you do it. That is the easiest way to do it. So we're 2 out of 3 now. Let's just make a YouTube video about this. Let's fucking do this. Let's just show the people. You can probably... The 2 options here are just... It's very obviously these 2. So you want like full headshot damage. That's how you do it, guys. You did it just now? Yeah, I did it before. I've done 2 already. That is the best way to do it. Hey guys, first regards in here, and so I'll be talking about how to complete one of the most annoying ordeals in Space Marine 2's new Ultra Grind system. This will be for the triple headshot on a Majoris in a single kill. Or actually, is that even the thing? Here, we'll talk about this again. We'll talk about it again. This will be peak. Yeah, but that is cheesing. I only did it after trying legit for like 2 hours. What are we even talking about? Go into custom stratagem, turn on the more Majoris debuff, and get the increased range damage by 75% buff. You want to get it easily. Okay. We'll do that. Do these actually work in custom strats? Do they do that? We're about to find out. I didn't even know that. Yeah, they do? Okay. So, for that reason, all you gotta do is debuffs, major challenge, buffs, go take. I mean, you can just barrel stuff them if you want to. Either or will work fine. I mean, you one-shot them no matter what, but... Okie dokie. Does it actually work though? Let me check. Let me just go in before we tell people lies. Yeah, but that is cheesing. I only did it after trying legit for like 2 hours. I mean, it's kind of cheesing. But it's the exact same thing as just going to an absolute operation and then just going cloak. And we did it in like within 5 seconds. So if they ever patch this, that's all you'd have to do is just go into an absolute op and just try to line up 3 guys in true solo. Because once you go into a camo cloak, all the enemies stop moving no matter what. Dude, there's an annoying ass bird outside my house. Listen, okay, nature, fuck off. We're trying to record a video.
First, proceed to the Cadian outpost and establish their fate.
Wonderful.
You must then infiltrate the refinery and complete demolitions deployment. Trigger detonation only when the main swarm has entered the blast zone. Captain Akaram will coordinate our efforts over Vox.
Alright, so, for example, all you really have to do here is just do this, okay? See? Beam radius. Oh. Or not. Okay, we'll get it next time. Next time for sure. Let me get my shit back. Okay, so all we gotta do is wait for them to line up. They're kind of lined up. Alright, that looks pretty good. Well, that's not what we wanted. We'll get it for real. I'm looking at my chat. I made a mistake. We can't really do it without the cloak. I'll put my headset back on if I want to actually hear these guys. Here. You can turn on all the easy modifiers too if you want to make it easier. If this ever breaks, all you have to do okay. Well, as long as it works. Let's do it again. Give her the prime, brother. So much work to be done. Is the true still the one bugged? Yeah, it is. Birds or government drones? Can you guys hear the birds? The bird may be recording you, though. Possibly, possibly. These aren't the Institute birds from Fallout 4, okay? They aren't just like, there aren't a bunch of crows flying around recording you. Birds are government drone. Most sane chatter.
Your mission is to use the storm. First, proceed to the Cadian outpost and establish their fate. You must then infiltrate the refinery and complete demolitions deployment. Trigger detonation only when the main swarm has entered the blast zone. Captain Akaram will coordinate our efforts over Vox. Poor sidelines in this swamp.
We crush the ravenous brood beneath our...
That's all it takes.
Tyranid vanguard in play.
That's all it takes. Alright, now I can tell the people, because I did one of these on Absolute, I did the other one on the hard strats, so we're going to show people how to do both. Okay, so it's not that hard to do. No, it's not. Just take a last fusel and up your beam radius. That's the biggest thing. That makes it way easier. I'm on my coffee, though. 1 second. We'll do that. Takes me back to like gamer challenges of old, where like all you have to do is, let's see, what we got here for an Iron Halo. Do people even want this Iron Halo? That's a question. All right, we'll record that. Let's see here. Hey guys, first regards in here, and I'll be talking about how to do one of the most annoying Ultra Grind challenges in Space Marine 2 patch 13. Now, a lot of people have been having trouble with the triple headshot Majora's Kill one, and I actually managed to complete this pretty easily using the method I'm about to show you now. So this one says, slay 3 Majora's level or higher enemies with a single headshot on absolute difficulty. So how the hell do we actually accomplish this? Because it has to be a simultaneous headshot. Well, first up, let's show you the build. We take a last fusel here on the sniper class, and mainly because the last fusel has a fat beam radius on top of one-shot potential. So for the perk tree, we just set up this way. We go all the way down for perpetual velocity. I take the firepower variant here just to make sure we get that headshot a bit more, and then we go through things like headhunter, beam amplification on both like options here to have a 30% radius increase, and then we go down to damage for like divine might into things like headhunter. Actually, I can explain this better. Okay. Hey guys, first regards in here, I'll be talking about how to complete one of the most annoying Ultra Grind challenges in Space Marine 2 patch 13. Now, a ton of people have been having trouble with the triple headshot kill one on the Majora's enemies in absolute difficulty. I did manage to actually complete this one fairly easily with the method I'm about to show you now, but before we even get into that, I do want to show you the build setup I use. So first up, when it comes to this Ultra Grind ordeal, I do take a last fusel here on the firepower variant. You really want the last fusel because this one has a fat beam radius when you build it that way, and that will allow you to do things more easily when it comes to triple headshot or simultaneous headshot kills, pretty obviously. Now, for the perk tree here, we do start off with perpetual velocity. Your shot charge rate really does not matter too much, but the big thing here is we want headshot damage down here into beam amplification for a wider radius on our beam, and then we go over here into divine might, up here into headhunter, and that's pretty much all there is to this. Like, the actual perks don't matter too much beyond these. And then for your perk tree, I would just take targeted shot, vantage point, marksmanship, anything for headshot damage. And currently in Space Marine 2 patch 13, you can complete Ultra Grind ordeals on the custom strats, so I will show you that, but I've also done this on the absolute difficulty. It's just a little bit more obnoxious to actually get the enemies to line up. So to show you the ordeal real quick, in case you're unaware what we're even talking about, but I don't know how you would have found this video if you were. This is preserve ammunition, slay 3 Majora's level or higher enemies with a single headshot on absolute difficulty. This will work on hard strats as well. Just make sure you are on the hard strats. And the big thing here is what we want to do for our modifiers is we want to go to the debuff section. We want to turn on the major challenge. This will increase the number of Majoras and reduce minors significantly. And for buffs, you can either take things like sharpshooter for 75% more damage for the ranged attacks, again with for 75% more damage while shooting at like 10 for 75% more damage from 10 meters away, and then this one is also a pretty good option for 75% more damage if you're like point blanking them. So either one of these will work. The big thing here is just make sure you have the Majora's buff on now, or debuff. Now for the actual, we'll show me game. Whatever. We're probably gonna patch that eventually, but they will probably patch that eventually. But for now, it's peak.
Wretched neuropathy. I haven't had knees for 4 decades, and yet they still ache.
One other thing to be aware of here is you want to have the difficulty on hard. And once again, you want to have the difficulty on hard, and you want to turn your bots off, because when you're playing the sniper class and you go cloak with no bots, all the enemies will stop moving entirely. That'll make it much easier to actually set up the enemies, so definitely do this or they'll be running all over the place. Now, I'm going to show you this in-game. Do that. Okay. All right. There we go. Pretty easy. And that is pretty much all there is to it, guys. This one is not as bad as it sounds initially. I will say, if they ever do patch the custom strat modifier for this, you can still do this in an absolute difficulty op on True Solo the exact same way. It might just take you a little bit more time, but hopefully this helped you. If you like content like this, subscribe for more, and as always, thank you for watching. Take it easy. Bye. Okay. I mean, that's about as good of a guide as you're going to get for it, right? I mean, what more do you need, honestly? Not that a complicated thing. Well, I'll leave the Prime. Thank you very much for the Prime, brother.
Still marvel at these works of Belisarius' call. Only the Omnissiah stands above his.
How am I still alive? What do you mean? Hypex, it's FTG, dude. I'm obnoxiously active online. Internet focused. Peak stamina. God, I've been at it for like almost 2 years like this, okay? We have not stopped. There are no breaks on this train. There's a reason we've caused multiple crash outs, including our own. This only makes AI allegations worse. This is what I'm saying, dude. I was just born this way. I have no problem doing the same thing for thousands of hours. I just do not care. I will stay up for 20 hours to do something I want to do on like a normal day. That's just how I am. I've always been this way. That's why I was a comp cape in RuneScape. That's why I played hardcore Iron Man. Okay. This is the attitude commissars expect from their guardsmen. Well, you see, my life changed when I realized that like the 16-hour grind fest was always like right around the corner. There was just 8 hours on the table every day that I could be using. My life got better. But now we're playing a game all day, so it got worse. But at my old job, it was less embarrassing. Put it that way. Guys, the 16-hour day is always on the table, dude. When you realize you don't need days off ever, life gets easier. Because I remember I used to be like, when I used to make or like play certain games, I'd be like, oh, I should probably take a break on like the Saturday, right? But then I thought to myself, I was like, why do I have to take a break? Who decided that? Who decided you have to take a weekend off? Dude, who needs a work break, you know? I think when you start to mentally break down, your body will naturally reset, obviously. So. The 16-hour workday. Do you know the definition of insanity? Yeah, dude. Got my picture in there. Okay, let's we're gonna show the people this. Okay. Oh, this will all crash and burn. You can start again. Yeah, dude. Mr. E says, like, he says he knows when my brain's reset. He's like, oh my god. 'Cause I'll get, like, hyper stressed because, I don't know, the flesh is weak or something. Apparently, there's something called, like, mental burnout. It's, like, not just made up by, like, you know, like, oh, I can push through this. It's actually just, like, mental CNS fatigue. It's essential nervous system fatigue, excuse me, that you get if you constantly do something, if you do anything for an extended period of time. Doesn't matter if it's games, doesn't matter if it's like, you know, I mean, obviously, if you're doing like a deadlift, that will put immense stress on your in your entire nervous system. But any type of like extended activity on certain things will do that eventually to you to a varying level. Is what I'm trying to say. But I think that's stupid, so I don't believe in that. But that sounds like boring stuff. I didn't get a zebra donkey in Red Dead Online by getting tired. Okay. I disagree, therefore you're wrong kind of energy. Yeah, exactly. See? Now you understand. Logistical. From the moment I understood the weakness of my flesh, it disgusted me. Exactly. What's up, Panda? What is up, Panda? We are currently... Well, we just discovered how to cheese the stupid ordeal here. This is quite funny. Okay. And we were talking about the weakness of flesh and such. And how mental fatigue is actually lame, and we shouldn't believe in that. Right, guys? If you just pretend that, like, mental fatigue is not real, it can't hurt you. Okay, I even have a thing for this. I don't know. I mean, this one's pretty toxic, I can't lie to you guys. I'm sure this one has caused many people to crash out. How to cheese the ordeal? It's pretty easy. Trust me. It doesn't even answer the question. See, that's the streamer aura farm right there. How much is the answer worth to you? I'm kidding. I'll have a guide on it. I might have to actually play PvE to get my capes and iron halos. Wait, you have to play PvE to get capes and the fucking PvP? Poor bastard, dude. See, even the best PvP players forced to come to our humble little abode. Look at that. Dude, people were crashing out about the new, like, it takes me too long. I'm a casual gamer. I don't have time. I have 7 kids and 19 wives, and there's no way I can possibly have this kind of time sink in my video game. You want me to play 30 missions for a red cape? Well, I can't possibly do that. The same shit happened when this game first came out, where you had like a bunch of people go like, I'm a dad. I work all day. I can't play this video game. I'm like, why are you like, I can't do this. Ruthless difficulty is too hard. This is the same shit they were saying back then. People raging on Reddit and they are not beating their wife or their kids or wives enough. Every day is long, dude. Every day. So somebody put it best for me once. Was like, every single day is absolutely draining. My job is the hardest of all jobs. So when I get home to relax from work, I have to load up the hardest difficulty in my video game every single time, no matter what. I know it doesn't apply to this, but like that is the mentality of some of these people. And every time I get home from work, I gotta load up the absolute hardest difficulty I possibly can. Because if I don't play the hardest difficulty, I might as well not play the game at all. 100 absolute missions across multiple classes is insane. Not really. It's really not. Like, that's maybe a few hundred hours. I mean, like, don't people main classes in this game anyways? You don't have to unlock everything. It's kind of the whole point of like a grind system in a video game, is that you don't have to actually unlock everything. Especially not instantaneously. Listen, if you're a trash can in a video game, you don't deserve every single cosmetic. The whole point of cosmetics in games is to flex on the scrub. That is the whole point. That is the point of challenge modes in games in the first place, to have any type of unlock. If you suck ass, you get flexed on. Like, they'll go into the World of Warcraft and Mythic raid and be like, oh my god, let's give the mount to everybody. No, it's so you can, like, show the trash can gamer that, like, you have the mount and they don't. That's the whole point. 100 runs of some loser ass shit. Lamau that says rage bait. Dude, fucking tough shit calling me a loser when you're in my Twitch chat, brother. Couldn't find me in your Twitch chat. Say that much. We should hop on those absolute grinds, brother. Like, buddy, you're on Twitch, dude. I don't know if you can call me a loser, pal. Damn, everyone getting flamed. Well, dude, people do this all the time. They come in and be like, I don't have time to do this. Like, you have time to watch a fucking Twitch stream. What are you talking about? FTG this sassy, dude. It's true. The outrage about the grind system is insane. It is stupid. Now, I will say the issue here. Let's have a reasonable take here beyond just like clowning on people. The reason the ultra grind challenge is so obnoxious to players is because there aren't enough unlocks in this game yet to warrant a system with a grind this long. So I do understand that. Like 100 missions is a lot. That is a lot of time for a player. And in a game like Halo Reach, it's okay to put in things that have like a 2,000 hour grind behind them because you have a ton of things to obtain along the way. The issue is in Space Marine 2, a lot of the cosmetics, they're tied behind DLC. And because they're tied behind that DLC, you are effectively limited in cool cosmetics to unlock, and you can just instant unlock them by paying for content directly. So if this game had paid for DLC on gameplay content, you would probably see the stuff like the Tech Marine Champion become like unlockable content in the game, or things like the Bulwarks, like Black Templar, well, that's already unlockable thing, like, you know, the Black Templar outfit, stuff like braziers. You would see more of that actually show up in the store. But since we get all the gameplay content, like new Tech Marine, you know, new weapons for free, they do supplement that with their cosmetics. So you have fewer cosmetics than you actually get normally, in my opinion. But so was the Iron Hands drip free, by the way? No. Yeah, because when Halo Reach was out, we was kids. Yeah, so there's no children anymore that play video games. This is stupid, dude. When Halo Reach was out, we were kids, so we shouldn't put grinding games anymore because children no longer exist, and now we're all adults. That's fucking, this is your argument. What the fuck are we talking about, bro? We were kids back then, but now we're all adults, so we should never, ever, ever have to grind for anything in a video game ever again. Okay. You sound stupid, brother. I'm not gonna lie, but you got it, lol. I'm not about to argue with someone that is about to say how much time I have, and no, the argument is we had way more time as kids than we do now. I don't know, dude. I have 5,000. I got a lot of time in this game. Not that hard of a concept to grasp. Yeah, so you never get the cape because you're a trash can gamer. Like, what do you mean? According to this guy, being an adult and having a little time for gaming is some kind of cope. I mean, Dude, again, you're on my Twitch chat, so you definitely have free time. Can't be working that hard. I am trash and I will get the cape. Listen, anybody who pops up in a fucking stream chat to tell you I don't have time, dude, I don't believe you. You're in a fucking Twitch chat. If you're on your phone, if I get back to work. Wow, a streamer talking about work is crazy, out of touch. Go start up your stream, see how well you do with 100 hours put in. Or 1,000. And then come back and tell me it's not work at all. I'm too much of a child to get a job right now. Okay, well, at least one person's honest. Okay, there we go. Best bulwark build, best sniper build. We're gonna have guides for all of those. Because because streamers have never worked actual jobs before. That's true. I've never worked a real job. It's only been this. Definitely. It's definitely true. This is all coped, dude. Like, you're in a stream chat. Okay, so here's the guide. Here we go. Gotta go grind some outside life shit, brother. Take it easy, brother. FTG in chat. Take it easy, dude. I wonder what the class for the new upcoming Salamander Champion cosmetic will be. It'd be funny if they choose the Vanguard class. It will be heavy, almost guaranteed. Are you getting paid by SM2 for all this content? Dude, of course you get paid if you're... Of course you get paid for content, dude. What do you mean? You get paid a lot for streaming, but... you do get paid. Though I will say a generation of Twitch streamers have gaslit people into thinking that, like, you can't get paid. I hope they reduce it for 20 from your day. You have way more issues, it's true. Okay, we're gonna post this. People crying about, dude, you can just tell Space Marine 2's player base is completely different from a lot of other video games because 100 grind, like, this is a pretty normal Call of Duty challenge. For one class, I mean, you would get one outfit for a ghillie suit. Service to the Emperor is its own reward, true. Alright, boyos. Ultra grinds and ultra grind get good. Also, the only one that's, like, particularly shit is 100 matches. And they already said they're gonna change that. So, like, the crashing out is just fucking stupid. But again, I can't have an opinion on this because if I say anything, like we've already seen in chat, if I say anything regarding the ultra grind challenges here, most of the people complaining probably stop playing after a week by the next update. I mean, that's true. They're not, like, the dedicated player base is what this is for, but also I can't have an opinion on this because if I ever say, if you've already seen, if I ever say anything, they'll be like, well, that's because you're a career gamer, and that's the only reason that 30 matches for 100 matches for a cape is reasonable to you. So I don't get to have an opinion on this. So I can never go onto a video and be like, guys, just grind the capes. They'll be like, FTG with 5,000 hours telling us to grind capes. So I'm not allowed to have an opinion on this because streamers are, because everybody, listen, it's just a classic example of the streamer talks about, the out of touch streamer talks about the grind required for a game. But the point is, these will be lowered. And like I said, the reasonable take here, true, those kind of guys would never play an MMO. They would never play one. Like, this isn't even a hard grind in MMO at all. People beg for a cape and then bitch about how you get it. You can never satisfy everyone. I mean, listen, a hundred things is pretty excessive, especially for this game's player base, but they're gonna change that. They are going to change that. Anyways, I may have to restart stream again because for some reason it's capping my quality here, which is getting really fucking annoying. And I think I know to fix that. I think I know how to fix it. Pretty sure. I just don't get the mentality. So as far as like crying about unlocks in games, I don't get the mentality of let me go on a forum and complain about it. It's like, dude, who the fuck goes on forums doesn't have free time? If you're a Redditor, dude, listen, there must be some chud overlap on Reddit. That's all I'm saying. Like, there's probably a higher percentage, right? Right, there's gotta be. Spend that time grinding instead of bitching on Reddit. It's true. It's all cope. It's genuinely 100% of the time. It is all cope. You would never find me on a forum for anything. I'll say that right now. You would never ever find. What a fucking waste of time. I like how people complain, but then you have things like dark type penances that are way worse. So dark type penances are way worse. I don't know why like people would even have a particular problem with these compared to that. But dark type's player base is also far less casual than this one's. So that definitely makes a difference. Like, you do realize when patch 14 comes out, none of this ground matter, most motherfuckers will even be halfway there by then. And that proves how slow you are, lol. You understand what I'm coming from, dumbass chatter. Listen, dude, if you're so employed, surely you can send me a membership. Is that within your power? Because you have been going on about how hard you work and how little free time you have. So, like, surely you must be... You must be able to send a membership. But I still can't wait for the Heretic update. Oh, I don't think there's a Heretic update ever coming. Alright, let's go put this in. I hope so. I gotta be a word bearer somehow. You can have the word bearer stuff now, kind of. Listen, okay, you talk about the backlash, guys. The devs already said they're gonna fix this, okay? So just chill. Just chill on it. They're going to... They said they're gonna look at this. There was no PTS for the server, guys. There was no PTS for the server, and that means that, like, nothing... They didn't have any player feedback yet, so... They're gonna cave. They've caved every single time. So just like this absolute bitch fest, like circle jerk, is just pointless. Okay, guys, we may need to restart the stream again one more time. Maybe not. We want Claws of Horus. Don't we all? Alright, let's go do this. Okay, now we can finally finish the sniper portion of this ship. At long fucking last. For free, chat. Have you tried the new heroic power axe? It's pretty good. I have to ask people who come into chat to ask this. You guys ever click on my channel before you come into chat to ask me questions? Because you would see that I posted a video on it. 3 videos actually. All right, dude. Sorry, pal. You're gonna put in a timeout. If you're just gonna go insult people in chat now. Only I can do that. Dude, what is that bulwark helmet that's sick? That's a new one. So you're just talking about the sniper perk tree. This thing no longer headshots, one-shots guys on the Majoras? I don't think that's true. I think you're just not setting it up properly, but let me check. On absolute difficulty? I don't think that's true. I'll check, but I'm pretty sure that is a falsehood. I've been told.
mission is to use the stored promethium in the refinery to destroy the enemy swarm. The KEYBINDS were tasked with providing assistance, but we have since lost contact.
If you're lying to me, you're banned. Just so you know.
First, proceed to the Cadian outpost
I
to
wouldn't
establish
actually do
their
that,
fate.
but... Or would I?
Must then infiltrate the refinery and complete demolitions deployment.
I don't know.
Trigger detonation only when the main
My channel is
swarm
basically an
entered the
ivory
plaza
tower,
zone.
so...
Captain Akaram
Maybe I will.
coordinate our efforts over Vox. Poor sidelines in this.
Mods, kill that man. Oh shit, it's on, yeah.
Keep them off guard.
Mods, kill that without camo. Mods, kill that man. Kill that man. Okay. Be gone, foul heretic. Be gone.
We crushed the ravenous
Radar
brood.
fit. How long did you ban him for? We should have only timed him out. The ban may be a little excessive. Mods, unban that man.
Return forces. Their request for reinforcements is complete.
Remove ban. There we go. That was funny. No, it works fine. I'm unemployed. This isn't easy grinding. Hey, look at us. Who would have thought? Not me. Suffer not, be unclean to live. Goodbye, brother. Take it easy. This is the most amusing stream I've tuned into in a long time. I appreciate that. I read that initially as annoying stream. I got sad for a second. I felt a pit in my stomach, but then I read amusing. I was like, oh, he was glazing. You timed me for really quoting what you said. Lol, what the fuck is that? Yeah, because you definitely were annoying before that. You got a 5-minute time. I'm certainly a wild ride thanks to the Space Train 2 community. It certainly is. Alright, let's talk about the sniper perk tree. How I would set this up. Okay. Now for the sniper perk tree, your best perk in the first column here is melee mastery. Melee damage increases by 20% against majorities and higher enemies. This is a 20% multiplicative melee damage buff on this class, which actually puts your damage in melee over the Vanguard, which is kind of nuts. I know there's gotta be a better way to explain that. Chat, did I restart the stream again? I might. I might do that. Might have to. No, we don't. We'll just go. Fuck it. We do it live. Why restart though? Because it's been fucking up my bandwidth. That's why. It's fine though. It's fine. Now for the sniper's perk tree, I do take melee mastery first. Melee damage increases by 20% against majorities and higher enemies. This is a 20% multiplicative melee damage buff in this game, which is very strong. This actually puts your damage on top of things like tactical ambush over the Vanguard class, which is pretty funny because you are a sniper, but you actually have ridiculous amounts of single target damage. The next perk you could take is like block break. This one's okay, but like for the most part, melee mastery is just the best pick. Next one I take here is adaptability for 25% more damage on your melee attacks while you're low ammo, or, you know, oh my god, can I English? Hello? Hello? Restart it. We certainly could. You go AFK or the stream just freeze? I'm AFK. I'm just AFK. I'm just AFK, dog. AFK. As can be. All right. Now for the sniper perk tree, the first weapon... Now for the sniper's perk tree, the first perk I take is melee mastery. Melee damage increases by 20% against majorities and higher enemies. This is a 20% multiplicative melee damage buff to your heavy attacks. And oh my god, that's not even true. It's not even true, FTG. We'll get it. 1 second. Let me open up my actual thing first, though. Okay. Lock in FTG. I'm trying, man. Now for the sniper's perk tree, I take the perk Melee Mastery first. Melee damage increases by 20% against Majoris and higher enemies. And this is a 20% multiplicative melee damage buff. I would take this on both the Power Gladius and Argent Edge because they still benefit a ton from this perk. And Block Break is okay, this one's just better. The next perk here is Adaptability. Reloading while having low ammo or manually activating your Camo Cloak increases melee damage by 25% for 10 seconds. This perk is definitely better on the Power Gladius. If you want to take Vantage Point, you could do that with like the Argent Edge. This one's actually pretty good these days because the Sniper's Camo Cloak, the base cooldown got turned to 90 from 125 seconds, so it is way better now, and sitting in Vantage Point with stuff like Lingering Concealment, that is pretty easy to do. The next perk here is Iron Grip. Weapon spread and recoil reduced by 20%, and range damage against Terminus level enemies increased by 15% for both sniper rifles and stalker bolt rifles. Now, this one is very dependent in this column on like which weapon you took. You know, lethal efficiency is only for a last fusil, dexterous hands is only for bolt carbines, and because of that, you pretty much just pick it depending on your weapon type. Next perk here I take for, you know, more headshot damage is oh my god. Let's start again. Let's start again. Now for the sniper's perk tree, the first perk I take here is Melee Mastery. Melee damage increases by 20% against Majoris and higher enemies. This is just a multiplicative melee damage buff to pretty much any weapon you take. I would take this on both the Argent Edge. That's not even like a good quote, dude. What am I doing? What are we doing, chat? You can do it one day. Maybe. Now for the Sniper's perk tree, I do take the perk Melee Mastery first. Melee damage increases by 20% against Majoris and higher enemies. This is a 20% multiplicative melee damage increase. I would take this on both the Argent Edge and Power Gladius because it is that good. And Block Break is okay, this one's just better. Next perk here is Adaptability. Reloading while having low ammo or manually activating your Camo Cloak increases melee damage by 25% for 10 seconds. I would mainly take this on a Power Gladius. If you're taking something else, I would probably take Vantage Point or even High Capacity. Both of these are okay. I will say the damage buff from Vantage Point now for remaining stationary is pretty easy to pull off with Lingering Concealment because the Camo Cloak got buffed to have a 90-second base cooldown instead of 125 like a few patches ago, so really good for him now, and Vantage Point is actually pretty good. Next perk here is really up to the gun you're using, so Iron Grip is for both sniper rifles, Dexterous Hands is for bolt carbines, and Lethal Efficiency is for the last fusil, so if you're taking these, you just, you know, pick depending on your gun. Next perk here is the Marksmanship perk. Next perk here is Marksmanship. Headshot damage increases by 10% for all team members. I take this for more headshot damage to hit some breakpoints, though I will say the classic combo of like Squad Renewal down here into Purification for CHP recovery is better, but Marksmanship does give you more damage, so if you're going for like pure damage on your ranged weapon, this is overall superior. Next perk here is either Targeted Shot or the perk down here, Tactical Ambush. If you're using a melee weapon like Power Gladius, you take Tactical Ambush. If you're using the Argent Edge, you take Targeted Shot, and you know, that's pretty much all there is to it. You always skip over Guardian Protocol because this perk sucks ass, and these are really the only ones you actually need. Next perk here is Lingering Concealment. After performing an attack that breaks Camo Cloak, you remain hidden for 2 seconds. Now, because of the base cooldown of 90 on the Camo Cloak, you can actually start your cooldown very quickly and just trigger Lingering Concealment for free, basically. Super powerful perk option, and this one just kind of lets you set up stuff like Vantage Point and also just get your Camo Cloak back very quickly, or excuse me, it pretty much just lets you, or I should more or more accurately, I should say, it lets you kind of just stay hidden and then also start your cooldown to get it back before you even have to go out of camp. Be gone. We'll just retake that portion. Let's just retake the... Whatever, dude. Whatever. Bro's live super early. I know. I know. It's because my internet fucking crashed. So... We'll get there, dude. Okay. Okay. And another great option in this tree here is the persistence perk. This is, oh my god. And another great option for you is the persistence perk. This gives you a 20% health damage reduction and no knockback for 10 seconds. You know, I do kind of prefer this on a Power Gladius sometimes, but you know, both of these are very strong, and the only one I really avoid is Ambush. The final perk I take pretty much all the time is Pattern of Excellence, performing 3 consecutive headshots restores equipment charged by 1. The cooldown is 30 seconds. This perk is god tier. 30-second melt-a-bombs, pyroblast canisters, you name it, they will save your life. And honestly, the only downside of the sniper class is that you don't have a ton of horde clear outside of like your equipment, and getting back 30-second melt-a-bombs makes that way easier. So you definitely want this perk, and that's pretty much all there is for the main perk tree. Now, for my prestige perk options, I do take Emperor's Grace first. When Camo Cloak activates, you become invulnerable to damage for 2 seconds. Now, invulnerability in Space Marine 2 works for damage and knockback, so because of that, this is by far the best option. Emperor's Grace is just a peak perk and like allows you to just hit your Camo Cloak once and never die basically, especially with things like Purification, so definitely pick this one up. Next perk here is Versatile Precision. Performing a kill with your secondary weapon restores 15% of your primary weapon's ammo. The cooldown is 15 seconds. This is another top tier perk. It may not work with the Heroic Bolt Sniper, but every other gun on the sniper class benefits from this, so you pretty much always take it. And the final perks I take are things like Conviction, because this makes you substantially tankier. This is a must pick in my opinion, and the final perk is kind of up to you, and you can take Exacting Focus or Indomitable Spirit. And that's pretty much all there is for the sniper guide here. Hopefully this build guide helped you. You know, the sniper's in a pretty strong spot, like I said before, and the Heroic Bolt Sniper does kind of overperform, but you know, Heroic Instigator, Bolt Carbine, and Last Fusel, they're all amazing guns, and hopefully this gives you a better idea of how you want to set them up. And if you like content like this, subscribe for more, and as always, thank you for watching, take it easy, bye. Okay. Only 2 more to go. Only 2 more. Only 2 more, chat. Let's actually use... I mean, which one should we pick? We gave like 3 options, but the Heroic Bolt Sniper is still the best for Tyranids, definitely. Any new cool armor things we can do here? Alright guys, chill out in the chat, okay? Just chill out. Alright. Let's go do this. We'll take the Tactical Ambush perk this time. 2 one-shot bosses. Termination. Why do you run the extra recharge on headshots and not purification? Because I'm taking marksmanship and not squad renewal. Does watching this help me get rewards? Yes. Drops are enabled.
Have already established their capillary towers. They mean to harvest this planet's biomass. They will take Kadaku.
ATG is the Bulwark class changed much recently. I'm still using your build from three patches ago. It should be fine. I don't think the Bulwark has changed at all since patch 10, actually. There have been some like weapon buffs to him, but that's about it.
The Cadians lack the weapons to pierce the hide of a Hierophant. Fortress's Icarus las cannons are strong enough to bring down that beast and the towers. Even with your aid, we do not have the forces to penetrate the main gate. You will need another way in. Then we shall find one. This path
Usually just focus on only headshot damage. I mean, yeah. I mean, you don't need purification. This helps.
Success. Acadia said this was our way forward. Captain Akaran, if we gain access to the fortress's cannons, we should be able to defeat the Hierophant. The front gate is inaccessible, so you must enter from below. Fortress schematics show a waste reclamation center. Travel beneath the tenement and up into the fortress.
A solid course of action, Captain. The Codex demands. Tyranid Vanguard, feeding from sight. Crush the ravenous brood. Then we will not be faced with additional numbers.
Mainly because, so the main reason you take this,
Pack a little more bite.
the headshot perk is because otherwise you can't hit the breakpoint to kill these guys instantly. That's when you take a, if you take a power gladius, you want the marksmanship buff.
Skither to the grave, Xenos. Alien interloper flagged. That silenced the Tyranid's violent hitting. Chameleon-like cloak activated. Keep them off guard! Only one backup! Deny it!
Look at that, the one guy standing still. That's we missed. Okay, that was a little cautious of me.
Inserting rounds. Keep them off guard.
There are 2 guaranteed ammo boxes over here pretty much all the time, so
More equipment here.
that is what guaranteed means.
Load up.
There we go.
Chameleon-like cloak active. Foul Tyranid marked. No holding back now. This galaxy is not yours to devour. Xenos biomass on scope. The Codex demands. Feeding from sight. Tyranid fireball. Watch the spore mines. Unsiege.
Or might knock me out of that shot. It's so annoying. Yeah, you guys are both gonna get banned for emote spamming. You can chill out in the YouTube chat, okay, guys? Getting very obnoxious.
Fresh magazine.
Okay. New SMG needs a damage buff? Yeah, kinda. I kind of agree. I might just go for a straight up Argent Edge build. I might just do that. Might be doing that. Alright guys, we're gonna restart the stream real quick here. One final time. One final time. I promise.